Alright guys, so this is my belated what sold in June video, considering it is now July 19th. Video will probably go up on the 22nd or so. So it's been busy, that's why I've been a little bit slow, but I've been working on it. I apologize in advance if the lighting isn't the greatest. I'm using a temporary setup to try and do kind of a split screen type deal. Hopefully it works good. I did an update video just a couple days ago. I've got some trips coming up. This is actually my son's room. We have a very small house. Him and I have our computer set up in here. I'm moving mine to an office area here soon. In another part of the house, but for now this is how we're set up. And I actually was pretty stoked because I've got a new camera set up that I just got a pretty good deal on eBay. So it's on its way from Tucson hopefully today, and we'll go from there. So let's get into it. What sold in June of 2017? I've got this recording my sold screen on eBay, so I can look over and see what things sold for, so I can give you guys an idea of what I made on them. So let me get my mark here so I know where I'm starting. So this first item is called a manual pack document holder. This one had a little bit of damage on it. They're kind of they're a weatherproof. I'm trying to get a picture that shows the whole thing. I actually surprised I sold this. This is some terrible pictures. I never actually showed the entire thing on its own. I guess that one kind of does. But it's for manuals to be held in on equipment or like outside. And that one, it was actually two, I believe, that sold together. And I sold them for $21, and after shipping and fees the total profit on those was $20.42 each. I only paid $2.99 for those. So this was actually, I made another video about places drying up. This is the kind of stuff I found at that place, and lately they just haven't had it, but I'll give it a break for probably a week or two while I'm on my other stuff and then go back. So good profit on those though. These I sold a bunch of. I believe I had about 20 of them total. This one, I was selling them for $19.99 with free shipping, just because there was no other way to be competitive with it. So they cost $3 a piece. So after shipping and fees, I made $8 on them. Like I said, I think I sold 20 of them. And in another video that I have out, I did get a return on one of them that got damaged in shipping. So these were pretty good though. $8. They were easy to ship, easy to pack, and they sold rather quickly. These were my ones that I'm down to 2 of them. I've sold a ton of these. These are those Stanley Boss Stitch staplers. This one, profit on it was roughly $10. Like I said, this one's showing I've sold 22 total. I actually sold a group of these that'll probably be coming up to a customer in Australia, and so the total on those was like $80 profit on, or $80 total sale on that one. So these have been great, and this was an item that I never thought I didn't buy it on purpose. It just happened to be in the bottom of a box slot that I bought. So this looks like a big screwdriver. It's actually a thermos, a Klein Tools thermos that I'm not sure if it's made any longer. I got this back when I was doing electrical, and it was just something I had around the house that I didn't need anymore. So I had it in as a zero cost just because I owned it. So after shipping and fees and everything, it sold for $20. It was a best offer. So After shipping and everything, I ended up making $16 on it. Again, because like I said, I had a zero cost in it. This was one that was great. This is a G Loomis fly fishing rod. If you're not familiar, it's not the highest end, but it's one of the higher, higher end models, manufacturers. This was just a two-piece rod. So a couple things to note with this. It did have its own shipping tube, which was a solid PVC tube. The rod itself was in really good shape. It just had a few little wear marks on it. So that one I asked $149, their best offer, but I did have the shipping at $35. So the way that ended up shaking out is I got a best offer of $105. I went high on shipping because I wasn't sure. I was out of my comfort zone a little bit on what the shipping would be. So I put it at $35, and it only ended up costing me $13. And the customer, when their best offer, actually said the shipping was high. So I went with it. So I made, this I bought as a lot. I paid, it ended up being $50. I paid, I think, $200 for the lot. When I broke it up, I ended up being at $50 for this particular item. So the item profit was $55, and then the shipping only ended up being $13.43. So the shipping profit was $21.47, $57. So I ended up making $76.57 on that. So that's after fees and everything. So that was a good sale. So get out of your comfort zone a little bit. It wasn't crazy hard to ship. I actually just found a cardboard tube I already had that fit over the top of that actual tube that the rod came in. Shipped it, got feedback from the buyer saying, shipped well, perfect item, super happy with it. So it worked out well just by getting out of my comfort zone a little bit. If you do fishing rods and stuff like that, Craigslist Hunter has a good video on how to ship them. If they don't have their own protective container, the best thing to do is go buy a PVC tube and put them in there and ship it in that PVC tube. But he has a video on that if you want to check that out. So this was a Oakley vintage eyewear shirt. Looks like I paid $3.07 for it. Listed it for $14.99, our best offer, and it sold for $12. I charged $7.65 shipping. The actual shipping was only $3.74. So total profit ended up being $8, almost $9 on the item, and $4 on shipping. So I made $12.84 on it total. There was a couple Oakley shirts. Must have been people that dropped them off together. So I bought those and sold a couple of them already. This one is a little weird. I technically lost money on this one because I paid $15 for it, and I sold it for $4.25. I actually paid $15 a piece. I bought 4 of these. There was 2 that were Minnie Mouse and 2 that were Frozen. The Minnie Mouse ones I actually sold one on eBay and made my money back for the whole thing on it, and I sold one locally, I believe. Yeah, and made another $40. So these they're technically free. I've already made my money on the other 2, and they've just been sitting around with no action on them at all, and they're kind of bulky and take up a bunch of space. So I actually just listed the last one I have last night on a 7-day auction as well, just because I want to get rid of them. So I really didn't lose money on this. I sold it. It cost me $15. It sold for $4.25. I charged $18 for shipping. It actually cost me $12. So I lost $10 on the item, $10.75, but I made $5.97 on the shipping. So the total profit was negative $4.78. Like I said, I really technically didn't lose money on it. It was just one of those items I just wanted to move out and get rid of it. It's trying to keep my space maximized, and it just takes up too much space and doesn't have a big upside on it. The Minnie Mouse one sold. The Frozen, evidently Frozen is kind of over and done with. This is another Boss Stitch stapler. Made about $7 on this one. I already told you the stories on those, but they're moving out. Another clipboard. Same thing. That one, just it depends on where the shipping is going. That one went a little closer, so I made $12.97 on it after it was done. This is how I got the actual, if you look right here, there's this is a pre-logo type of deal. This customer wanted 2 of them, so I went down to $10 on them. So I ended up just shipping it priority. So $6 to ship, and so after fees and everything, I made $5.75 a piece on them, so $10. Nothing major. This is the reason I bought that bulk lot, was for these moleskin notebooks. They've been selling actually slower than I thought, but those staplers more than paid for my entire day at that whole auction. So sometimes the items you're not thinking of are the ones that make you the most money. But these are nice. Haven't had any negative feedback on them. I really showed that they do have that other logo on them, but people don't seem to care much on that. These were great. Yeah, this I think I might have mentioned in another video. Let me pull up on my spreadsheet here what I made. So I can't remember if I bought 7 or 8 pairs of shoes from this lady. It was on OfferUp. I ended up paying. Yeah, I think I bought 7 pairs of shoes from her, I think, and so I just spread it evenly across the shoes, $10 a piece. I was actually more interested in a pair of Doc Martens she had, but I bundled this whole thing together and bought them that way. She met me and brought them to me, which was great. Paid her cash for them and listed them all online. A couple of them that I still have not sold, but this one alone almost paid for the whole lot. So you can see on here, I want to say that says compare at $200. It's like $229 for these pair of flats. They were at Nordstrom Rack for $84. She got them. I don't know if she ever wore them. I bought them for $10. They sold the night I listed them. I was listing them late at night. It was like 10:30 my time. I listed them. I woke up the next morning to somebody bought them within a couple hours. A lot of my shoes are a small size, so they're selling slow, but they're selling for a good price, but they're not moving quickly. These move quick. Somebody must have been watching for them. I put them up for $75 or best offer. I got $65 for them, $9 shipping. Actually only cost me $6 to ship them priority. So I made $55. I just put in a cost of $10 a pair on these. So I made $55 on them, $2.99 on shipping. So I made $57.99 just on that pair of shoes. So again, those were one of my first forays into shoes, and it's worked out pretty well so far. There's another pair that I sold coming up here in a few minutes. So this is one that didn't move that quick. LL Bean makes great stuff. Everything I have that's LL Bean though hasn't really moved super quickly. But it did sell. It's just an LL Bean good condition polo shirt. Had it up for $19.99 or best offer. It sold for $11. I don't have all the numbers put in there. Looks like I probably made about $5 on it by the time it was done. So I didn't lose money on it, but it wasn't anything crazy. I paid up for that one. The place that I bought those at, you don't get the greatest deals on. So I think it looks like I paid $5.25 for that shirt. So I actually, now that I look at it, I probably broke even on that one. I apologize. I didn't have the numbers put in my spreadsheet for that one yet. I need to do that. This is a H.G. Wells book that is just from Barnes & Noble. It's just one that my son read and then didn't use, or was done with it. I think he actually has another one. Sold for $19.99 with free shipping. So that one I have a 0 cost in. So I ended up making about $7 on it by the time everything was done, just because it was something we had around the house. So this is another one of those. This is what those Just Right weather packs look like. This happens to be a red one instead of a black one. So this one cost was $2.99, listed it for $19. It sold for the asking price. So I ended up making about $6.50 for that. Just realized I don't have my spreadsheet entirely updated. That's why I was putting this video off. I need to finish that up. I don't have all of my shipping and handling costs in here. So this is a Duluth Trading Company gray polo. This one took a while to sell. This was actually the 8th item I listed on eBay when I started doing this full time. So it was listed way back in April. I took a best offer on it of $10.25. So that one again is probably one by the time everything was out. I paid up for it too. It was $5. So ended up probably breaking even on that one. This is one that I definitely made money on. This is going to sound terrible. So, I listed this way back in April. This sold for $35. Or no, I'm sorry, it sold for $26. And it shipped for $3. I had no money in this because over here on my thing, I jokingly call these the gutter patties. And this was a lot of Gap underwear, women's underwear. Let's see if I have a picture of the bag. So I have the bag right here. The reason I call them gutter panties is we were at the Jimmy Buffett concert in Vegas. The day before we went to Caesar's Palace to the Forum Shops. And we were walking out of the Forum Shops, and in the gutter was a Gap bag. And it was like rolled up like somebody had a big bag and this fell out of it. And so I picked it up, the Gap bag, and, you know, it's Vegas sidewalk. You never know what you're going to get when you open it. But I pry the top open and look, and there was a receipt for Gap in there and all these underwear with the tags, new with tags still on them. They still had the little stickers on them. So obviously somebody just bought them, and the bag fell out of their, you know, purse or their bag on the way there. So threw them in my backpack, and honestly, they've been sitting in my closet for, I kept thinking, oh, I'll list them on OfferUp or whatever. They've been sitting in the top of our closet for, that concert was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Finally listed them, and they sold. So after shipping and everything, it's about a $20 profit on those. But probably my oddest sourcing for new with tags items is the gutter in Las Vegas. This is more staplers. So, again, I've told you guys about these, but another one sold. I'm down to 2 of them. These were out of that lot of shoes. So, these were $10. I listed these for $40. Took a best offer of $32. So, ended up making about $18 on that pair of shoes. So, again, these were same deal. She left the tags in these things. I believe, no, these ones didn't have the price sticker from. She liked to shop at Ross and Nordstrom Rack, evidently, and just never wear the shoes that she bought. She bought them. They still had like the little paper backing in the back of the shoes, and it was surprising. But these sold just a few days after. I listed them on the 4th, and they sold on the 8th. So they were a quick sell. This is another one of those pads. This one I ended up making $12.69 on. Again, it didn't ship as far. And another one. This one was $12.50. So just depending on how far they shipped was how much I made on those. So this one, eBay logo shirt. Where did that go on my list of stuff? Men's eBay branded t-shirt. This one I paid 99 cents for. Took a best offer of $14.99. So after fees and everything, I ended up making about $11.23 on it. So can't complain. 99 cents into $11. This one I bought just because it was interesting, and it sold. The guys are probably getting bored of seeing those. You'll only see 2 in July because that's all I have left. I'm sure they'll sell before the end of July. These ones, $5.50 and $5.47. Another one of those notebooks. This one, it looks like I made $11.46 on just because of where it shipped to. So here's one. These ink cartridges, these are for the small HP DesignJet printers. So these are old ink. So what you want to do is, it's still worth it. You just want to be sure that you show that they are expired, if they are. Always show that date. So you can see here in the screen share, this says October 2014. Make sure you really note in your listing that it is, expired ink. It's not current. But these ones, I don't think I had any cost in these. I think they came with a lot with something else. So they sold for $59. No, I did a best offer of $40. I think they cost me about $5 to ship. So I ended up making about $32 on them. These were the new staplers of my lot, which I do not have the shipping cost in there for these. I guess the eBay fee cost. So these Doodlebug swivel holders. These are just a handle. You screw a mop head onto that red part there, and then it's 2 different brush heads. They're actually made for cleaning the sides of your boats. They're used for other things too, but based on the people that bought them, I think they went to places that were right near either a big lake or right on the ocean. I shipped a bunch out to the East Coast. One went actually just north of me to a town located on Bear Lake, Utah. One and a couple went to a couple towns right by the Great Lakes. So I ended up with 8 of them, and they all sold within just a couple weeks. In order to be competitive on these, again, they were about $25 free shipping everywhere, so I did the same thing. They ended up costing me, purchase price was only $3.74, so $3.74 sold for $25. They ended up only costing me about $4 to ship. So I ended up making about $14 on these by the time fees and shipping and all that was done. So I just polybagged them and shipped them out. I'm sure the boxes got kind of dinged up, but wasn't too bad. Yeah, you can see up here, boat cleaning made easy. But you'll see a few more of these coming up. They went out the door like quick. This I bought at a Big Lots deal. I make about $6 on these after shipping. They haven't sold quick at all. I probably won't buy them again. But they do sell. They're just kind of a slow mover. But yeah, they're just an extra battery for everybody that plays Pokemon Go or scans or whatever. You burn up the battery in your phone, you charge it with this. This is another one of those. Cleaner. They sold quick, 8 of them. Each one was individual. There was one person that bought 2 of them together. So here's another one of the tribe holders. This one looks like I made $10.50 on it just based on where it shipped to. These I've mentioned before. This was just in the bottom of one of those lots. I had a whole bunch of tape. So these ended up costing more to ship than I planned. So by the time these are said and done with, I only make about $3 on them, but it's all free stuff in a way because I bought it for the shipping tape, which I have not run out of yet. Here's another moleskin notebook. These ones, the guy bought 2 of them at $12 a piece. So by the time it was said and done, I made about $5-6 each on them. This was 3M high density discs. I paid $1.99. They sold for $12.99. I ended up making only about $4 on those. They didn't move as quick as I thought they would. They were a new sealed package, but nothing too major. Here's another one of those batteries. This one, depending on where it's shipped, yeah, $4.80. Staplers, told you guys about them already. Almost gone. So this one, this was cool, mainly because the purchase price on this ended up being $75. I did free shipping. It cost me about $12, $14 to ship. I won't get too much into it here. I did a video about what happens when you get returns. Watch that because this item got returned or got a request for a return, and I got the request closed. But it was kind of weird how that happened. So this one ended up about $48 profit. So I really didn't want to take a return on that, and I ended up not having to take a return on it. So check out my other video. I talk about the return process for that and how it got cleared out. But this was pretty cool. I bought 2 similar items. One's made by Rain Guard. Yeah, something like that. And then this one, the one I still have, it hasn't sold in this one, but it's nice to buy an item for $5 and sell it for $75, even if it is free shipping. Here's another battery. That one I made $5.50 on. Just depends on where they ship to. Probably tired of hearing this story. $13.11 on this one, just depending on where they go. This was a cool one. This vintage Quicksilver denim shirt, $5.99, sold is what I paid for it. Sold for $34.99, so $35. Ended up making about $22 on it. This one, if you see this, this is old school Quicksilver. There's a huge tag in the back of it. 100% cotton, made in the USA, saltwater denim, raw natural materials. Yeah, this is not a new item. This has been around for a while. But yeah, that one sold. That's another one. I listed it the 14th. It sold on the 18th. No. Listed on the 14th, sold on the 19th. Yeah. So here's another tri-bar in $12.97. That's what I made on that one. Another doodle bug. Another doodle bug. Another stapler. Another doodle bug. So Levi's red tab shirt. Don't see it on my list. Where did it go? Crap. Maybe I didn't put it in my inventory sheet. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. So this sold. This one did sell for $15.99. So I probably ended up making about $15 on it. Half hour what sold video. Sorry guys. So this Levi shirt that I have here, it sold fairly quickly. A lot of the Levi stuff I've listed I still have. So this was kind of a Hawaiian pattern Levi shirt, and it sold pretty quick. This is another one of those tapes that was basically free that I sent out. So here's one. Yeah, this is, if you get it, just list it. This is a Wilton. Oh, that Levi's red tab shirt. Yeah, made $10 on it. So they were in the bottom of a box lot. I looked them up, listed them. So my cost is $3.75 on them. They sold for $25.99. I made about $16 on them. They are just sealed baking cups. This, I was into real estate back before they had a bunch of online calculators, so I had this 25th anniversary 12C calculator. It was pretty much in new condition, just without the packaging. So I have a zero cost in there. I actually listed it for 90 or best offer. I just wanted to move it out, so I took a best offer of 40 on it. So I made about $30 on it. $35 on it. Here is the Doodlebug. So, the list it and forget it idea. This is one of the first items I listed. It was the 41st item I listed. I listed a couple ties. One of them sold right away. This one sat around for a few months. April, May, June, July. So 4 months. So not really long tail in like scavenger life type idea, but it was not a quick sell, but it was a good sell. Paid $4 for it, so ended up making about $8 on it by the time it was done. So not terrible. And then the last one is another clipboard. So like I said, those are all gone now. I looked and they don't have any more of them. Doesn't look like they're getting any more. That one I made $13.11 on. So wish I could get more of them, but it is what it is. Sometimes you can source them, sometimes you can't. So sorry for the delay, guys. Just been working on a ton of stuff on my regular job, which I do some consulting and I do handyman work, and have been busy with that and moving stuff around the house and just nuts. And then the heat doesn't help. So hopefully all that will be gone here soon, and next time I will have my spreadsheet more updated so I can give you an exact idea. Roughly right now for the June, I made about $875. With the amount of transactions I had, that's $18 profit per transaction, which is not bad. I am in the black for what I have online. I have made just over $800 total, and I have still $6,000 worth of inventory that hasn't sold. So doing pretty well. Looking for a better way to track it. This is a little meticulous, so I'm working on some software with a few guys trying to figure some stuff out. So I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. So if you have any questions about the stuff I've sold or any comments, let me know. Hopefully the lighting was good in this video. Like I said, it's all going to change here soon. Anything like this will soon be filmed, hopefully on an NX300 Samsung instead of my little Nikon camera here. The car videos are all on my phone just because that's easy and it has a good camera in it. So anyway, till next time, guys. If you like these videos, hit that thumbs up. If you've got questions, comments, send them over to me. And we will just kind of go from there. Until next time, everybody, keep sourcing, keep listing, and hope everything goes good for you. Have a great one.